Alright, I am bullish here even though we disrespected order flow on the daily. Because we're in a weekly fair value gap. In a daily fair value gap as well. Something to note is this is the day before an FOMC release, so we could see some choppier price action. Well, it's just good to take note of that. Trying to look for something I would aim for if I were taking a trade here. Previous daily high was taken already. I mean, the next magnet would obviously be this high because that's where the fair value gap is on the daily. So that's the next PDRA magnet on the higher time frame. So longer term, that's where I would aim. This is a nice order block. That was already tested, but it's somewhere where we could potentially just take profits. We'll see. If we even have my model here, I don't know. Okay, some nice manipulation, hopefully, that occurring here with equal highs. Gotta take note of these equal lows as well, though. That's something we could end up coming for. That could be a draw, so we'll be careful with that. This would work. Maybe. It's not bad. I don't mind this trade. Only thing that could screw us over is the fact that these are so smooth that could be a draw. We got everything we needed. Manipulation to the downside. Alright, I was already bullish from the higher time frame. Equal lows, equal highs there. Let's see if it can tag us in. Damn. Alright. I'll delete this buy limit because we essentially came for what I was looking for. Wow. Okay. So ended up I gotta watch for that, I guess. It's a little bit annoying, I can't lie. We'll go back though, because honestly this is something I would take. In real time, this would be taken. I'm not just saying that, bro. I would have taken this because what ends up happening in real time is I'm panning through these time frames and I'm seeing, okay, where's the highest time frame fair value gap I could use? Let me see this. It's like here would technically be that higher time frame fair value gap. And you could put it underneath that. I don't know. 50%, 50%. Okay. Oh, you notice how it actually did end up coming back down to this? That's crazy. Still a draw there, right? On the higher time frame, that's what we're aiming for. It's FOMC though, so I'm not trading this next day here. So that's what we drew up in for the rest of the day. This previous weekly high, something to take note of. All right, sorry about that. So, yeah, it's FOMC. Let's just see what today brings us. Wait, really? So, what did FOMC was kind of a dud, huh? Wait. I mean, nothing crazy. It just allowed us to continue higher. We got most of our movement during London session and like Asian session. Interesting, yeah, so we're still obviously bullish. Okay, so we're midway into this fair value gap here, so careful with that. But I'm still bullish. The next fair value gap, or the next, I'm trying to see this. Wouldn't mind aiming for something like this. Just take note of how we are pretty overextended right now. Definitely in a premium. Definitely in a premium. Don't see my model anyway right now, so it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't want to take an inverse trade, but let's just see. This is where, you know, you're overextended. If you were an inverse trader, you're overextended. We sweep some buy side there. You get a nice rejection. Maybe trade for like a PD array within this expansion, like here or something. Trade for this or something. I don't know if you would have got an entry, but see how smooth those lows are, and then fair value gap in there. This is where you would have had to enter. Actually, it's not even a fair value gap. 5 minute. Decent trade if you're an inverse trader. I forgot this was I forgot this data that I'm trying to compile here is meant to be for inverse fair value gaps. That trade I took, let me see. I guarantee there, usually there is a combination of both. I don't see an inverse fair value gap, to be honest. Alright, well, anyways. And we also left smooth highs here. We could definitely see a bounce from this level here. I don't know if I really like a buy here, but just because of how bearish that is, I don't know. Price really came down quickly. That would have been a target. Do I take something like this? Because it's inverse fair value gap, have the low right there, or the stop right there. Do something like that. Expecting this fair value gap as well. Something to be said about this, honestly. I don't think this is an awful trade. I'm not gonna take it, but it just doesn't sit right with me, to be honest. I mean, honestly, the way like we came up here, like the distribution wasn't good enough. It looked lethargic compared to like how we were going down. But if we get a sweep here, I'm down. Inverse fair value gap. Can we get a tap? Well, I'd like to see. I'd really like to see a break of structure. Distribution finally. Let's see if we can get. This candle has to close. Okay. Closed, boom, sweep. I like that. Let me see something. That's fine. Good enough. Boom. Perfect. 11:26, a little later in the day, or in the AM, but alright, 50% off. Alright, break even. Which, yeah, in retrospect kind of sucks because of how close we were to our take profit, but you have to understand that I have a way that I manage my trades, right? Because there's plenty of time. It literally happened the last trade I took on this here. You'll see it in the recording. We came back to my stop loss, or we came back to my break even, and then continued higher. I'm not gonna do this prematurely. And you know, it's up to me in the moment here if I want to take full profit, but for the sake of the back test, break even. Let's see, actually, I probably made a little bit. I lost a little bit, we'll see. Made a little bit. Alright. Is it going to be a situation where we, let me see this. I'm not going to take the second trade today, but, because that's just not what I do, but is this a situation where we end up, double clutching a little bit? Come for a third sweep? 1, 2, 3? Potentially, we'll see. No. Fair play, fair play. We continue lower. These lows, that's the draw at this point. Do not like how smooth those lows are, even though obviously we're still bullish, but I hate how smooth those lows are. I absolutely hate how smooth those lows are. This is a day where I wouldn't touch it unless somehow, some way we sweep it that quickly where we get that manipulation and then go higher, but we're talking, this is a 4-hour time frame, so this is the draw for today. This isn't a sweep and continue in a single intraday. Yeah, I mean, realistically, what I think's, I don't know, man. This is one of the days where I just don't trade because, look, there's potential for this to be a 2022 model, right? You have smooth lows, you got a sweep back into a fair value gap. It also has potential to fake out a lot of people that would trade that because the bias on the weekly and the daily is still bullish. So you'd be going against the bias if you took this, even though liquidity is there. So we're about to see how much liquidity runs the market as opposed to order flow and PD arrays on a higher time frame. What's more important? Weekly fair value gap, weekly bullish fair value gap, a daily bullish fair value gap, or daily / 4-hour liquidity. We're about to find out. But this is a day where I'm not experimenting, brother. I am staying off the charts. Maybe a demo. That's it. You know how many people had a limit order here? Oh, ICT's 2022 model. Oh my god, look how smooth those lows are. Well, it's not looking good for you. All right. I mean, this is next draw, right? essentially taken out this fair value gap. We're almost there. I mean, like, it's very unlikely that we respect the top, the peak of the fair value gap here. So we already broke past previous daily high, which also means previous weekly high. This is a nice little imbalance here, or volume, liquidity void, whatever you want to call it. Something to target potentially rather than the previous day's highs that I've already taken. This kills me though still. Trying to figure out what the range is, what the trading range is currently, because I guess technically that's swept, yeah. Alright, so this swept sell side, came up. Alright, this is the trading range then. Currently just accumulating after some pretty decent distribution on Friday. I don't know, let's see what the 15-minute shows us. This is pretty ugly. I don't like what I'm seeing. This is very artificial. If we can come down and sweep all this, I'd potentially be bullish. Alright. Swept a decent amount. I wouldn't mind if we went a little bit lower with that before we give me lower time frame confirmation. Nope. Alright. Is this good enough for me? That's the question. I don't really like how we remained inside this higher time frame accumulation. Like, I would have liked to see this low get swept. I feel like we're still accumulating in here, which I don't like. I'm gonna avoid this, but could end up playing out. Well, I'm glad I avoided it, because that's the price action you get when you know, I was right about us still being in a higher time frame accumulation phase. This is, yeah. Alright, next session. Can we come and sweep these lows? This was an awful day of price action. Holy shit. Barcoding, bro. Alright, finally we swept. I was too quick on the button there. On the fast forward button, but well, yeah, this would have been a nice entry. Also, what do we got here? Inverse fair value gap that we just broke past. More confirmation. That's a decent trade. But that's right. I won't take it, but that's definitely a nice trade there. Man, I fucking hate these lows, but it just doesn't, in my opinion, make sense on a weekly time frame for us to. The weekly time frame still seems very bullish. I like this. Let's see. Okay, so we trade up until Wednesday morning because it's NFP week. Nice inverse fair value gap tapping into, also tapping into a regular fair value gap. This definitely is a nice setup here. Let's see if we can get what we want. God damn. Let's see if we can. Makes me like it a tad less. Yeah, this is something I'm willing to take. We could definitely come and sweep the lows one more time, so I might get stopped. We'll see. Fair enough. Let's see if we can get a re-entry, because honestly this is a day where like a re-entry I wouldn't mind. Like I got in that trade thinking there's a chance I get stopped out. There's also a chance that if I didn't get in there I missed the run. So I had what I needed to get in, but I understood this is not Alright. I actually like this. Let's see how this closes. Alright, still closed above. I like it. It ended up tapping into the, well, no, it already did. Okay, well, I don't hold trades past market close, so that's the end of that. And that's the reason I don't do that. All right. Yeah, I mean, that, it becomes a little tougher to trade this now. You know, there's many reasons for both sides, in my opinion, now. Look, the weekly is still bullish. I mean, I see no reason. We already tapped the equilibrium of this fair value gap. Unless we were reversing here, there's no reason for us to go lower on the weekly. I could see us wicking this potentially. Nice big sweep here. We'll see what NFP does. I mean, I don't trade that anyway, so this is the last morning I trade anyway. But I don't love this either, so. Dude, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, equal highs there, smooth lows here. In my opinion, it's so tough, bro, because, like, if we come for these smooth lows, we're kind of invalidating a little bit of our higher time frame bias. So it could just be a big sweep, sure. If we come here, you know, there's another draw that would validate it, but these lows are way too smooth. I'm just curious to see what we do, because honestly, there's no entry for me here, bro. Like, what am I don't know what I would trade based off of. If I went to the daily, though, I mean, that's, oh. It's ugly price action, I don't know. I would be, there's a full-on 50-50 yes from here. I do not know what the next draw would be. Alright, so we took the lows. Cool. Let's just keep going, because FP, boom. Alright. So we actually, all right, multiple things. The weekly has now disrespected order flow, disrespected this bullish fair value gap with that weekly close. So I'm now bearish on the weekly. This is my next draw on the weekly. Go to the daily. You know, we're currently in a bullish fair value gap, but I don't know if that really holds. We just came and almost came into the 50% of this fair value gap. This is what I'm looking for right now. That's just easy intraday draw. I like that though. I like that. Alright, let's see if we can give us some. Keep going higher. Go higher. Alright, are we above? I'm you know, like, we already came to the equilibrium. I was hoping that we'd sweep one last time to that high there, but we don't necessarily need to. Sheesh, alright. No, it's not as crazy as that, but. It's not going to give me an entry, it doesn't look like. Ooh. Let's see. There might still be an entry price because I wanted to target. Let me see something. No, hell no, because I gotta account for that. So the 15-minute literally will not work. Like that. Can we? Inverse fair value gap right here. If we can tap into that, account for that as well. Technically a break of structure there. Okay, well, hopefully it goes back down. Alright. I gotta take partials here. Break even. This is becoming a little bit ugly now. Like, how many times does it want to do some bullshit before it just takes those lows? Right, I mean, that's the draw. That is the draw, man. Like, this is the draw. Just fucking, let's go. Is this risky? Just aim for that.
Good morning.
Why is that the fucking... Alright, I'm gonna take this kick. I gotta leave, but... Nah, actually I'm not taking that, bro. Look at how ugly that shit is. It's possible it works out, but... Fuck. I hate that shit. It just looked really bad on the 5-minute, but we got that sweep. Fuck. This is the type of shit where it's like, dude, you gotta, like, my price action too, like, that's the draw. Man, I get caught up in the fact that I don't want to lose, but sometimes you gotta enter in stuff that, you know, my model's in full effect here. Like, I had the draw too. Knew what I wanted.